The mansion stood in an eerie silence, the kind that seeped into the walls and settled deep into the bones of anyone who dared to enter. Its halls were long, its ceilings high, and its rooms spacious, but none of it felt alive. Everything inside the Hale estate felt cold, untouched, protected by an invisible layer of frost. It was a place where warmth struggled to breathe, where light dimmed as soon as it tried to appear. And at the center of that mansion lived a man whose heart mirrored the estate perfectly. Adrian Hale. Brilliant. Powerful. Respected. Feared. A man encased in emotional ice. People whispered that the mansion reflected its owner. That somewhere deep within its quiet, intimidating corridors lived the remnants of a betrayal that shattered him, leaving only silence behind. Adrian rebuilt his empire, but not himself. He created rules that kept him distant, routines that protected him, boundaries no one dared cross. Staff moved quietly, speaking only when spoken to, careful never to disturb the sleeping storm inside him. For years, this was the rhythm of the Hale mansion. Quiet. Controlled. Lifeless. Until the day Lena Brooks arrived. She came with the morning sun, a gentle warmth the mansion had long forgotten. Lena Brooks, soft-spoken, warm-hearted, carrying the weight of life's hardships in eyes that still found reasons to hope. She had known loss, losing her mother too young, growing up in the care of an aunt who did her best. She had worked tirelessly, not for luxuries, but to survive. She stepped into the Hale mansion on her first day with trembling hands, not out of fear of the work, but of failing the opportunity she desperately needed. The contrast was immediate. Her presence. A quiet but unmistakable glow, felt out of place among the cold marble floors and silent halls. But warmth rarely arrives loudly. It enters gently, subtly, the way Lena did. Before she could take her first breath inside the mansion, she received the list of rules. Strict, suffocating rules spoken by the head of staff with rehearsed precision. Do not speak to Adrian unless spoken to. Do not alter his routines. Do not enter the West Wing. Do not try to be noticed. Do nothing that draws attention. And above all, avoid emotional entanglements of any kind. Lena listened quietly, her heart tightening. She nodded obediently, promising to follow everything, though something inside her felt uneasy. She had never worked in a place that feared warmth so deeply. But life has a way of breaking rules in silence. Her first mistake, unintentional, happened only days later. A fallen object, a task someone forgot, a moment where Lena's instinct to help overshadowed the mansion's rigid expectations. She reached for something she shouldn't have, fixed something no one else dared touch. And Adrian saw her. The moment was sharp. His reprimand was quick, cutting through the air with the force of a man who had lived too long behind walls. But beneath the coldness, something flickered, something unsettled by her kindness rather than angered. It was the first spark. Not of romance, not of tension, but of change. A crack in the ice. After that moment, Adrian found himself noticing her. Quietly. From a distance. He observed the way she worked, not rushed, not mechanical, but with a gentleness that softened even the harshest spaces. He noticed the way she greeted others, how she listened to them, how she made people feel seen in a house designed to erase individuality. It was subtle. But it affected him. Slowly, imperceptibly, the mansion began to change. Lena hummed softly as she worked, unaware that the sound drifted through halls that had not heard music in years. She comforted staff when they were overwhelmed, offered warmth where fear once lived. Adrian overheard her one day, her gentle voice soothing a trembling maid, and something in him shifted. Their interactions began small. A nod. A brief exchange. A moment of eye contact too long to be accidental. Two worlds tiptoeing toward each other without realizing it. But it was a moment of unexpected vulnerability that truly changed everything. One evening, Adrian was caught off guard. Emotion slipping through his defenses, echoing a pain he thought he buried. And Lena walked in. She saw him, not the billionaire, not the employer, not the man made of ice, but the human beneath. She didn't gasp or retreat or fill the silence with empty comfort. She stayed still, gentle, present. It was the first time he didn't shut someone out. The first time someone saw his cracks, and didn't run. And from that moment on, the mansion truly began to awaken. Curtains opened. Windows let in fresh air. Flowers appeared on tables. Color returned to walls that had forgotten life. Staff whispered in disbelief as Adrian allowed Lena to do things no one else ever could: arrange, adjust, soften. She warmed the mansion one small act at a time, and she warmed him too. Their connection deepened the day they shared a task, working side by side, repairing an old music box that belonged to Adrian's past. As they worked, stories slipped out. He listened to her dreams and hardships. She listened to the truths he had hidden from the world. Emotional intimacy formed between them, delicate but undeniable. The day Adrian finally revealed his past, the air grew heavier. His betrayal. His shame. How someone he loved had stolen from him, broken him, destroyed the man he used to be. He spoke quietly, painfully, the kind of honesty that comes from wounds still bleeding beneath the surface. And Lena responded not with pity, but with empathy. With understanding. With warmth. It deepened their unspoken bond. From then on, their closeness became tangible. The tension sharpened, the kind that pulls two people together even when they try to resist. A clumsy moment, a stumble, a quick catch, and they found themselves in each other's arms. Their fingers brushed, their breath mingled, and a spark ignited. Neither dared speak of it aloud, but both felt it. Just when warmth seemed ready to bloom fully, life introduced a storm. A crisis. A missing heirloom. A whisper among staff. And Lena, the newest, kindest, easiest target, was accused. Adrian arrived at the wrong time, heard the wrong things, and the ghosts of his past clamped down on his heart. The fear returned. The distrust. The instinct to protect himself. And he withdrew, again. Lena's heart broke. She worked quietly, hiding her pain, her steps slower, her smiles dimmer. Adrian watched from a distance, guilt gnawing at him, torn between fear and longing. The mansion mirrored their emotional distance, growing colder, dimmer, quieter. But the truth cannot stay buried forever. Lena confronted him, softly, bravely. Telling him what no one else ever dared. That he pushed people away the moment he felt close. That his fear was hurting them both. That she had expected him to see her, not with suspicion, but trust. Her honesty cracked him open. Adrian admitted his fears, his brokenness, the truth he never told anyone: he cared for her. Trusted her. Needed her. And for the first time, he understood the depth of his own feelings. But before he could mend what he damaged, the world delivered another blow. A scandal. An article painting Lena as the reason behind Adrian's sudden shift. Family pressure. Business threats. Rumors that twisted their connection into something ugly. Lena broke under the weight. She prepared to leave, believing she had done nothing but cause trouble. And that was the moment Adrian realized, truly realized. That losing her would destroy him in ways betrayal never could. He searched the mansion desperately. And when he found her, packing with tears in her eyes, he shattered. He confessed everything: his fear, his desire, his regret, his trust. She confessed too, her heart, her hurt, her longing. And in the quiet of that small room, thunder rolling outside, two people who had fought so long against their feelings finally surrendered to them. They broke down together. Two hearts healing each other in the same breath. Their first kiss was soft, trembling, and filled with more emotion than words could ever hold. A union not rushed, not dramatic, just honest, warm, and deeply earned. And the mansion, once frozen, began to bloom. Adrian warmed. Staff felt safe. Lena became part of something she never expected, a family, a home. Laughter returned. Colors brightened. Soft moments of joy scattered through each day like sunlight drifting between leaves. The Hale mansion was no longer a place of silence. It lived again. And on one gentle evening, Adrian approached Lena with a gift. The music box she once repaired for him, now restored, polished, renewed. He opened it, letting the melody float through the air. A symbol of his healing. A symbol of his gratitude. A symbol of their new beginning. Because sometimes the greatest gifts are not grand gestures, but the return of something broken, made whole again. Adrian placed the box in her hands, telling her without words how much she meant to him. She smiled with tears of joy, understanding the depth of his offering. And in the warm glow of the mansion, bathed in soft evening light, their love stood quietly but undeniably strong. Some hearts don't heal alone. They heal when someone chooses to stay. And together. They stayed. They healed. They began again.